This morning on DC News Now, a DC police officer dies in the line of duty.
Today, he gave his life to serve the visitors and the residents here in the District of Columbia, and we will never forget that.
Officials and peers honoring his service. And the husband of a missing Manassas Park mother expected back in court. Why police say the investigation is far from over. And hot and humid weather sticking around. We're tracking the heat and storm chances through the day. Maryland schools receiving their report card. Math and English results from the statewide exam. And the local boxer's journey to the highest stage in sport.
Only thing it is to do is to elevate now more and more.
His quest to the Olympic Games.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good morning, and thanks for starting your Thursday morning with us here at DC News Now at 8 o'clock. I'm Tanaya Wright.
I'm Corey James. We'll get to Shanika in just a second for more of those roads. Let's turn things over to Jackie, though, starting off this morning with that forecast.
Yeah, good morning. It is warm and it is still dry out there right now and humid, too. Those current temperatures as you're heading out on this Thursday morning are in the 70s for most areas, but we just jumped back up in those lower 80s in DC and Lexington Park at this 8 o'clock hour. Currently 82 in the district as well as Lexington Park. Elsewhere, though, we're gradually starting to heat up through those 70s and those dew points. Speaking of those 70s, that's what we're starting off with those dew points too. So it's feeling very tropical, very soupy before you step out this morning. So plan accordingly. And not only that, we'll be tracking that humidity sticking around through the day today. We do have the stationary front that was over our area that continues to progress across the region, but that will throw some showers and storms our way later on this afternoon and evening. So stay weather aware because some of those could contain some heavier downpours. We'll see highs today around 90, so not quite as hot as yesterday, but that's still on the hotter side of things. By tomorrow, though, we're back in the upper 70s, and it's still going to be humid, though, and a chance for a few storms, too. But at that Labor Day weekend forecast coming up, Shanika's back with the latest on that Thursday morning commute. How's it looking at this 8 o'clock hour?
All right, Jackie, what a mess out there. Top of the 8 o'clock hour, still seeing heavy delays. We've been talking about this one crash on 95 heading south out of Howard County all morning long since the 5 o'clock hour. So heading south past Montgomery Road, well past Maryland 100 near 175 is where that crash actually happened. Now it's only blocking 2 lanes and you're getting by, but very slowly. So let's flip over so you can see the congestion I'm talking about. Again, through Howard County, we do have a multi-vehicle crash. You can definitely take BW Parkway to get around that mess.
Thank you, Shanika. Developing this morning, a D.C. police officer is dead after responding to a call.
It happened here near I-295 and Eastern Avenue. That is where police say an officer attempting to get a gun dropped into a storm drain by a suspect accidentally shot himself. That officer being remembered by colleagues and the community this morning. Let's get to DC News Now's Tosin Fakile, who is live outside the hospital where the officer was taken. Tosin, just a heartbreaking and tragic story.
Really heartbreaking and just very tragic. Officer Wayne David passed away at this hospital last night from his injuries. DC Police Union put a video on social media showing the body of Officer David being escorted by MPD from this hospital to the Chief Medical Examiner's office. We're told that officer was with MPD for over 25 years. His death now considered a line of duty death. Let's tell you what happened that led up to this point. Officer David and additional officers were on the scene after officers saw a suspicious person drop a gun in a storm drain. Investigators say they were trying to stop that suspect in the 4500 block of Coral Street Northeast when the car stopped and someone got out. Investigators say that person ran and jumped onto 95 South. They tried to stop the suspect, but he escaped on the back of a motorcycle. Members of the Violent Crime Suppression Division were trying to recover that gun. Police say as Officer David tried to recover the gun, it went off and hit him in the upper body.
He has recovered hundreds of guns across the city. He has been the savior to many scenes, to many people in our community. Wayne is a true hero to the District of Columbia, and today he gave his life to serve the visitors and the residents here in the District of Columbia, and we will never forget that.
MPD says he will have the appropriate honors to honor his legacy. Take a look at your screen. This is the person police say got rid of a gun in the storm drain, which led to the death of MPD officer Wayne David. You're asked to contact police if you see him. MPD says among the family, Officer David left behind a daughter, a son, and a girlfriend. We're at MedStar Washington Hospital on Tosin Fakile. Back to you.
Yeah, honored for his service to Lee and Tosin. Thank you. D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser also releasing a statement on the officer's death, saying in part, quote, while preliminary information indicates the gunshot was the result of a tragic accident, this is a horrible reminder of the dangers our officers face every day. Meantime, D.C. council members say the flag at the Wilson building is going to fly at half-staff today. This is to honor Officer Wayne David. The council expressing on X their deepest condolences go out to his family. And Councilmember Vincent Gray overseeing Ward 7, where the shooting happened, also adding we can honor investigator David by demonstrating our appreciation for members of the MPD. In Virginia, the husband of missing Manassas Park mother Mamta Bott is expected back in court today.
That is right. Naresh Bott is charged with concealing a body, but the time is ticking for investigators to find Mamta's body to move this case forward. Our Liberty Simmons is live at the courthouse this morning with more on what we can expect. Liberty, good morning.
Well, if this hearing is anything like the last one, we will get more glimpses into the disturbing lives of the Botts. Now, we have learned from prosecutors that Mamta was a victim of domestic violence, and her husband, Naresh, is due back in court once again here this morning. Now, Mamta's immigration attorney did confirm with DC News Now that her family flew in from Nepal. They could possibly be at today's hearing. Mamta's mother and brother are now helping to care for the couple's one-year-old daughter. Court documents show his defense is filing a motion to advance his court date today and waive his preliminary hearing. Mamta has been missing for more than a month. Naresh's defense argues without a body, there is no probable cause. Police conducted more search warrants on the couple's home, but they stayed tight-lipped about what they found.
I think the effort by the defense team will probably be to get his client out on bond, but probably the effort is to say you don't have a body, therefore this case should be dismissed, he should be free. I think that's going to be a challenge, though. I think a judge is going to be unlikely to do that.
Now again, Naresh is being held without bond. His court hearing is set for here at 9 this morning, and Mamta's supporters say they plan to be there. For now, live here in Manassas Park, Liberty Simmons, DC News Now.
Thank you, Liberty. And a Prince George's County elementary school teacher is staying behind bars. Investigators say Mark Hobbs allegedly sexually abused a 9-year-old. That child was one of his former students. The charging documents say that the 44-year-old began a relationship with a student in June of last year. Cobb is said to have asked for inappropriate photos of that young girl, which investigators say he got.
Just can't imagine how sick a person has to be to have this type of conversation, a very sexually explicit conversation with a 9-year-old.
Prince George's County Police say they found several hundred files of child pornography on Cobb's computer. During an interview, police say he admitted to the crime. Prosecutors believe there could be more victims. And you see him right here, United Airline flight attendants at Dulles International Airport voting to go on strike. This comes right before the Labor Day travel holiday. The workers' demands include a double-digit increase to base salary, schedule flexibility, and retirement benefits. This is the first time they voted to walk off the job since 2005. Right, well, D.C. police are ready for more people to take their boats out on the water this Labor Day weekend. They say Harbor Patrol is going to increase enforcement on the Potomac and Anacostia rivers. Yeah, officers say they're doing this just to really keep boaters safe ahead of the holiday weekend and, of course, during it all as well. Here are some reminders. If you're going to be on the water, police say wear life vests at all times. They also say check the label on your flotation device just to make sure it is the correct size for you. Anyone operating a boat is also asked to make sure all equipment on board works properly
properly before taking off as well. And Fairfax County Police sharing some safety tips ahead of Labor Day weekend. The department wants you to be mindful of other people on roads, including people walking and, of course, those cyclists. Officers also say make sure matches, lighters, and sharp objects are not in places where children can reach them. And if you plan on drinking any alcohol, police say have a designated driver who is not drinking or take alternative transportation. Time right now, 8:10, almost on this Thursday morning. So to come on DC News Now, Maryland students getting some test results back.
How learning is improving after years after the COVID pandemic. Plus, Prince George's County celebrating people of all cultures. How you can join local leaders for a day of fun this weekend.
All right, Jackie, it looks like Labor Day weekend could be a little rainy for some people.
Yeah, we're going to be tracking some thunderstorms out there, especially Saturday. Sunday still a few, but then Monday, Labor Day, that's looking quite nice out there. But I'll have more details on that. But out there today, it's going to be a hot and humid one with a threat for storms. All the latest details with that 8-day forecast for the 8 o'clock hour right after the break.